How you guys doing? This is Rich from Rich TV Live, and man, we are having a correction. Okay, told you guys that June was going to be slow. I told you June was going to bring a lot of red. It's exactly what we got. It's exactly what we got. Canadian cannabis stocks stabilized last week while US stocks continued to crater. This is the news. You guys ready? Extending its recent significant underperformance, we remain of the view that the U.S. cannabis sector possesses superior growth potential in the long term despite a temporary correction. Cannabis stocks will continue to be influenced by the broader equities market as investors adjust their appetite for risky assets. Cannabis stocks stabilized last week amid a recovery in the broader market. The Horizons Marijuana Life Sciences Index ETF, HMLSF in America, HMMJ in Canada, rose 1.7%, and the ETF MG Alternative Harvest ETF MJ gained 3.6%. US-focused Horizons US Marijuana Index ETF continued to slide another 3.1%, which extends its total loss to 22% since it was launched in mid-April this year. I'm telling you guys right now, we are starting to find a bottom. The bottom in the Canadian index is about 400. We are trading at around 518. We do have a little bit of room to go down, which I believe will happen for the rest of this month. However, this is nothing more than a buying opportunity. And what we will see is we will see a resurrection. After we see the low of the sector, we will see a resurrection of epic proportions. I'm going to break it down further. Canadian stocks enjoyed broad-based rebound last week. The rally was led by Cronos Group, CRON, C-R-O-N, which was boosted by an upgrade from research analysts citing upside from potential U.S. entry. Canadian midcap Aphria APHA and Organigram OGI were both selected by Pax Labs as its suppliers in Canada, in addition to Aurora Cannabis ACB and Supreme Fire SPRWF in America. CannTrust CTST continued to drift sideways, but I love CannTrust. Canadian small cap stocks saw broad weakness last week. Supreme OTCQX SPRWF in Canada gained 7% after the Pax Labs supply deal. Neptune NEPT, they have big news today. Take a look at Neptune. Gained 21% after securing an extraction deal with Tilray. WeedMD. Yo, what's up, Departures Capital? How you doing today, buddy? WeedMD WDDMF dropped 14% to more than reverse recent gains on the back of receiving its outdoor growing license. So these stocks haven't even moved on big news because we are in a bear market, okay? I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to break this down. I'm going to break down all the stocks at the beginning of this year. Are you guys ready? Take a look at this. Yeah, the weather's finally nice out. It's nice to see that. Yeah, we're having beautiful weather here in Van City, man. Enjoy it, brother. Let's do a collaboration soon. Haven't done that in a while. So, Canopy Growth. Yeah, man, absolutely, brother. I will message you, man. Canopy Growth is up 57% so far in 2019. 57%. Take a look at this, guys. CGC up 57%. So CGC is already up 57% this year. Aurora, ACB, is up. You guys ready for this? 54% this year. Tilray is down 45% this year. Looks like BMMJ basing at 1. What do you think, Rich? I think that, right now the entire sector is under pressure. Everything is going down. It starts with canopy growth, and when canopy growth goes down, everything else goes down. So canopy growth is down today. Everything else is going to follow. I think BAM was overvalued, overhyped. They just raised money. Typically, when stocks raise money, they go down. We've seen this over and over again. We've seen it with Zenabis. We've seen it with Labs. We've seen it with company after company after company. We've seen it with even Co. We've seen it with MedMen. They raise money, they go down. They raise money, they go down. What do you think they're going to do for the next month, guys? They're going to raise money. So this next month, all you're going to see is all these companies are just going to raise money. I've seen this before. They're all going to raise money and they're all going to go down. So just be careful and try to buy as low as humanly possible, because we are finding the bottom. And once we do find the bottom, that is our buying opportunity. I'm going to continue to read this for you guys. Kronos Group is up 53%. Kron up 53% so far in 2019. People want to say, oh, cannabis stocks are not good. I'm going to show you guys a whole bunch of good ones that are up this year. Even though we're having a bear market, these stocks are all still up so far this year. The next one, Afria. Afria is up 28%. This is before today's results. Afria was up 28% so far this year. Hexo is up. Are you ready for this? This one's crazy. Hexo is up 81% so far in 2019. Wow. Organogram. Unbelievable. OGI is up an astonishing 98% so far this year. CanTrust, CTST in America, TRST in Canada, is up. CanTrust is up 6% so far this year. TGOD. Wow. TGOD is up 44% so far this year. Supreme is up 32% so far this year. What's next? Oh, are you ready for this next one? This one is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Are you ready for this? Are you guys ready for this? This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This is the biggest mover so far in 2019. Anybody have any guesses? Anybody have any guesses of what is the biggest mover in the cannabis sector in 2019? Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate it, guys. I don't think you guys will be able to guess this. I don't think anybody knows. I was shocked to find this out because I thought there was a couple ahead of them. But these guys are the number one pick so far in 2019. It's unbelievable. Telfin Williams says, I told you about CFMS. Does it have more upside? Up 300%, not cannabis. It's a good question. I'm going to have to take a look at that. Thank you for the pick. Does anybody have any guesses of what is the number one pick so far in 2019? Anybody? Anybody have any guesses of what is the number one pick so far in 2019 in the cannabis sector? And it is up a staggering amount. Absolutely staggering amount. And I guarantee no one's going to be able to guess it because it's just not a company that people think of, even though they've been absolutely on fire. You could have made almost 300% on this stock. And it's a big board stock. And nobody knows. No, it's definitely not MedMen. MedMen's one of the ones that's lost the most. Okay, you guys ready? You guys want to know? The number one stock so far in 2019, and it's a big board stock, is Village Farms. Village Farms is up 296% so far in 2019. Village Farms is up a staggering 296% in 2019. Absolutely unbelievable. And it flies under the radar somehow, some way. Another one that is doing well that flies under the radar is Rivers. Rivers is up 25% in 2019. Yo, what's up, Drew? How you guys doing today? Thank you guys for joining. Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate you guys for being here. The markets are down. I predict they're going to stay down in June. I believe we will have a resurrection. I'm anticipating it might start in July like last year, but who knows? Could happen sooner, could happen later. Clearly, it's not happening now. Everything is selling off for the most part. There is sneak attacks. There will continue to be sneak attacks, but I believe this is the opportunity right now for us to buy because we're close to the bottom. We are around a 52-week low for 2019, and we've seen lower than these levels. I believe we could see even lower, and we could see the marijuana index go back into the 400s. Right now, it's at 518. It's been over 1,000 at its high, and it's been around 400 at its low over the last few years. I don't see it going back to 400 or lower. So being at 500 right now, I believe that we are literally positioning ourselves near the bottom range. So if you're buying any of these good companies at the bottom, you're positioning yourself for long-term success, okay? Now, I can't guarantee any of this. Remember, Rich TV Live is strictly for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your due diligence. Always do your research. If you're looking to invest, always invest in the best. I'm going to talk to you about some of the biggest companies in the sector that are, most of them are up in 2019. A few of them are down. The ones that are down are the ones that I've been targeting. The ones that are up, I've also been targeting, but I'm waiting for them to come down to position myself. I believe that we are starting to position ourselves close to the bottom, and we are going to be going for another run soon. Because if you look at this sector, and I've been doing this for 2 years now, almost every day for 2 years, we have literally seen it go up and come down, and then go up and then come down, almost as if it's a game, you know, and they go down, it's a buying opportunity. They go up, it's a selling opportunity. They go down, it's a buying opportunity. They go up, it's a selling opportunity. Literally, that's what we've seen over and over and over again. So let's get into some of the ones that have been down. Vivo, even though they have a ton of money in the bank, even though they have a huge board, even though they have so much potential and great partnerships, is down 13% in 2019. It makes no sense. I'm going to bring this down to one thing. Vivo, if you guys are watching, we've been in contact with you guys. You guys are not willing to do anything to advertise your company. This is why your stock sucks, guys. I'm just going to be straight with you guys, man. You guys don't want to do anything to help your stock? Well, guess what? That's why your stock sucks. There is no explanation for you guys to be trading at these ridiculously cheap levels. Vivo trading at 60 cents, 62 cents. Come on, guys. You guys got hundreds of millions in the bank. You should be ashamed of yourselves. Like, what is this? Like, seriously, I've been a big fan of your guys. You guys have been as high as $4. You raised money. Now you're at 62 cents. Do you guys even give a shit about your shareholders? Do you even care about building shareholder equity at all? Do you care about building shareholder value at all? Because you're not. All you're doing is hurting shareholders. Now, maybe this is some huge comeback story. Maybe you got a huge plan. I hope you do. But we've seen your stock go from 80 cents when you IPO'd, and I did your first video when you did an IPO. And Brett Wilson, a huge dragon, is part of this deal. Brett, what's going on, man? You guys don't have a plan for your stock, clearly. Could you do something? You're down 13% in 2019. You were down all of 2018. Could you do something, Vivo? The symbol in America is VVCIF. One of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed cannabis stocks in the galaxy. Vivo. Come on, Vivo. Seriously. And the symbol for rivers in America is CNPOF. Now, another stock that just got their license is WeedMD. WeedMD, WMD in Canada, WDDMF in America, up 23%. So WeedMD is up 23% so far this year at $1.60 range. Really like this company. Think it has huge upside, huge potential. Absolutely love them. They have a chance to be a giant. WeedMD. Okay. Another stock that is down and is on the TSX, down 41% so far in 2019. One of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed stocks in the entire sector is Invictus MD, IVITF. It's just been hammered, down 41%. Down 41% in 2019. Another great company with huge potential doing terribly. Is this a buying opportunity? I believe on the next resurrection, we will see them move up unless they have no clue what they're doing with their stock, which could be the case because when you go down and you're making money and you're in the cannabis sector and it's the hottest sector in the world and your stock is going down, there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your shareholders. We're just the ones getting hurt. But there's something wrong with you. You're on the TSX and you're down 41% and you're in the cannabis sector when all of your peers are up. What is wrong with you? I mean, these are the questions we need to ask. Now, this is one that I own. I own a lot of. They are on this list. They are down more than anybody on this list, despite the fact that they have as much, if not more upside than any other company on this list. Now, I hope that they don't join the list of companies that just don't know how to do anything in the markets. I don't think that they are part of that list. I feel like they are trying to build their brand. It's just they don't have a big brand right now. And even though they've been showing good revenues, the stock has not responded. So I don't know why, but to me, they are one of the most undervalued, underappreciated, underexposed stocks in this entire sector. Zenabis, ZBISF in America, ZENA in Canada, down 73%. It's down 73% in 2019. Absolutely unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it keeps going down. But remember, they just raised money. They have a 3.5 million square feet of facilities that they're going to be growing in. And they're waiting to get their Langley license, which is a 2 million square foot facility, which will be licensed any day. So what goes down must come up, you would think, eventually. And this might be an amazing buying opportunity, the lowest we may see Zenabis ever in their history, unless they just have no clue what they're doing and the stock just keeps going down, which obviously I hope is not going to be the case, considering I own over 10,000 shares of Zenabis. And clearly as an investor, when I see something going down, that's when I want to buy it. But Zenabis, could we see a turnaround? Could you build some shareholder value? Could you build some shareholder equity, please? Pretty please, with sugar on top. Could you build some shareholder equity and some shareholder value for us people that are supporting you guys? Could you? Considering we're taking it on the chin in 2019. Could you? Aleafia Health, ALEF in Canada, ALEAF in America, down 8%. So Aleafia Health is down 8% so far in 2019. And I believe that they will be an absolute giant. So keep Aleafia on your radar. Keep it on your watch list. It's dirt cheap, and I absolutely love them. How about Delta 9? Delta 9 VRNDF in America is up 10% in 2019. Delta 9 VRNDF in America up 10% in 2019. So I'm showing you guys how much everything is up and how much everything's down so you can see that in 2019, the cannabis stocks are up, and they're up a lot. And right now, we're at the bottom. We are close to being at a bottom all time for the last 2 years in the cannabis sector, a sector that's only getting bigger and will only get better with legalization of edibles coming in October in Canada, legalization of cannabis full scale happening in America. This industry will only get bigger and the industry will only get better. I promise you that. And I'm giving you a list of stocks, and almost all of them are up. And I'm going to give you a few that are down that I also feel are undervalued, underappreciated, and underexposed. That could be a buying opportunity. But remember, I'm not telling you to buy or sell anything. Do your own due diligence, do your own research before you invest in anything that we talk about here on Rich TV Live, okay? 48 North. I love this company. They are up. 48 North is up. NCAAF in America is up 45%. 48 North is up 45% in 2019. They have been a huge winner so far in 2019. Oxley, man, this is one of those companies that just is an enigma. CBWTF in America, XLY in Canada, and they are down 12%. And they just keep going down. They just keep going down. They were down yet last year. I mean, this has just been a massive disaster for Oxley. Oxley, if you guys are watching, are you guys going to do something to build some shareholder equity and some shareholder value? Like, why are you not doing anything to build shareholder equity and shareholder value? I'd love an explanation. Because right now, be honest with you, you guys have sucked for your shareholders for like 2 years. That's a fact. Like, get it together, guys. Like, I'm here. I'm going to be here every day talking about the cannabis stocks. If you do good, I'm going to let you know. If you do bad, I'm going to let you know. The people deserve to know, and I'm going to be the one to tell them. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. If you do shit, we're going to say it, right? That could be a buying opportunity. But if you continue to go down forever, then you're not really building any shareholder value, and you're definitely not building any shareholder equity. And if you're not building any shareholder equity, and if you're not building any shareholder value, then you're not doing what you're supposed to do. And if you're the CEO of the company, you got to ask yourself, what is your modus operandi? Your modus operandi should be to build shareholder value and shareholder equity. If your modus operandi is not to build shareholder equity and shareholder value, you shouldn't be the CEO. I'm just going to call it like it is, because you're not doing anything for your shareholders. You got a ton of money in the bank. You guys got like 500 million in the bank and you're trading under $1. How does that make any sense? It makes no sense. It's crazy. Emerald, EMHTF, up 14% in 2019. How you doing, Nick? Wayland is down 20%. MRRCF down 20% in 2019, despite the fact that they've got a license to do business in Germany. Harvest One. This is one that I've owned and I've liked and I've talked about a lot. And they finally exploded after having a terrible 2018. They've had a fabulous 2019, up 85%. Harvest One, absolutely on fire in 2019, up 85%. Indiva, symbol in America for Indiva is RMKXD. And they are up slightly 1%. And keep your eye on Indiva. They have a chance to be big. I've talked about this company a lot. Meta, National Access Cannabis, NACNF in America, META in Canada. And they are up 23% in 2019. Westleaf, one that I haven't talked about a lot. WSLFF. They are down 10% in 2019. Choom, CHOOF is up 8% in 2019. So you guys can see there's a lot of stocks that are up. There are some down, but there's also a lot that are up in 2019. And we're in a bear market. These stocks were all up way higher at their peaks. They've all started to come down and had a massive consolidation, getting ready for what? The next resurrection, where they're going to explode, because that's just how they trade. That's just how they trade. And right now it's the summertime. Everybody's in a consolidation mode. High Tide. High Tide. HTDEF is down 3% in 2019. Fire and Flower, FAF, on the TSX, Fire and Flower down 6%. So there's a lot up, there's a lot down, but there's way more that have been up. And I got more. You guys ready? MediPharm Labs. This is one that I own. I've been buying over and over again. You guys ready for this? This is the second highest. It is up 213%. 213%. Oh, I can't type. 213% for Labs. And Labs is an extraction play. I love extraction plays. I own Labs. I have 1,300 shares of Labs. I've been buying and selling them. I flipped them twice. I'm in the third time right now. Unfortunately, I bought them and then they raised money. And as soon as they raised money, they went from $7 to $5. I feel like they're probably going to go even lower. If we can get into Labs at $4 and I can buy some more at $4, I will. I think it's probably going to go to $4. It's like at $5.20 right now. So I don't see any reason why it doesn't go to those levels. Well, Joe, definitely Zenabis has sucked so far in 2019. It's down 73%. It's the biggest loser so far in 2019, but it has the biggest upside of all of the companies on this list. So if you like to buy stocks when they're down, Zenabis is definitely down 73% in 2019. And so far in 2019, yes, the stock price has sucked. But long term, There's very few companies that have as much upside and potential as Zenabis. Zenabis is poised to be one of the biggest cannabis companies in the entire world. And they remind me a lot of Aurora Cannabis, Canopy Growth, Organigram, Kronos Group, Afria 2 years ago when they were starting off and they were raising money and they needed money to grow and they were having issues to get their stock price up. Reminds me exactly of those companies. So that's why I own 10,000 shares and I'm holding them. How can I compare? Well, have you done your due diligence into Zenabis? They made 11.6 million in the quarter. They got 3.5 million square feet of growing capacity. They're going to do 479,300 kgs a year. They're going to be up to 200,000 kgs by the end of 2019. That puts them right up there with Canopy Growth and Aurora Cannabis. So I don't understand how you could call them small. It's a little bit of a weird comment. Valens Growworks, MYMSF. Up 165%. Valens Growworks is up 165% in 2019. $165% in 2019. Unbelievable. I think that Valens Growworks is a beast. I think it has tons of potential. I think it has tons of upside. And I see it going way, 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 way higher. It's true. I see it going way, way, way higher. And it's not to say that it won't go down. It might go down before it goes up. But at some point, we're going to see MediPharm Labs and Valens Growworks continue to make runs because they're two of the hottest extraction companies in the entire cannabis sector. Labs up 213% in 2019 and Valens Growworks up 165% in 2019. Another one that has been exploding in 2019 that nobody talks about is Neptune. Neptune, NEPT, is up 96% in 2019, and nobody talks about it. NEPT is up 96% in 2019, and nobody talks about it. Neptune, NEPT. They are a sleeping giant, up 96% in 2019. How many winners have I told you guys about that are up huge in 2019, but nobody talks about them? Nobody knows. These are the ones that we should have been buying at the beginning of 2019. Had we bought these at the beginning of 2019, we would all be laughing. Village Farms, Harvest One, MediPharm Labs, Valens Growworks, Neptune. Those have been the biggest winners. Those are not the names that everybody talks about every day, but those have been the biggest winners. Funny how it works, right? The biggest winners are the ones that you don't know about. And yet the ones that everybody talks about are the ones that are not doing as well. So it's just interesting that nobody wants to talk about the biggest winners. And Radiant Technologies, RTI, a company that I love, RTI in Canada, RDDTF in America, up 23%. Another extraction company that I absolutely love. I think Radiant Technologies has a chance to be a giant, and they're going to be doing a lot of business with Canopy Growth. With Aurora Cannabis. So Keep Radiant Technologies on your radar, keep them on your watch list. At some point, they're going to start generating massive revenues, doing extraction hand in hand with Aurora Cannabis in the Aurora Sky facility in Edmonton. Once they start showing those revenues, expect Radiant Technologies to skyrocket. And last on this list is Namaste. Namaste down 4% in 2019. So this is the list. Nick asked the question, Rich, what is the rules or reasons for these companies to have them start to pay dividends? Well, typically a company is going to pay dividends because they're going to give an investor an incentive to buy their stock and to hold their stock. Because in order to receive a dividend, you need to hold that stock for at least a quarter. So if you hold that stock for a quarter, you will receive a quarterly dividend. What that does, it gives incentives to investors to buy and hold their stock. It also means that that company has to pay a dividend out of their revenue. So that could hurt the company's revenues. So you got to keep that in mind. Typically, a company that is paying a dividend is a company that's very cash rich, company that has a lot of extra cash. So they're putting that out there as an incentive so that people can go and buy that stock. Okay. There's a reason why they do that. It's in their best interest. Typically, when that happens, you're going to see a company's revenue is going to come down slightly because they're paying out a dividend. That money's coming out of their balance sheet. So there's positives and negatives with that. The HMMJ ETF is paying a dividend, and the IIPR Cannabis REIT is paying a dividend. So those are two stocks that are paying a dividend, IIPR and HMMJ. U.S. large caps. U.S. cannabis stocks continue to free fall mode. Vireo Health, VREOF, dropped 20% without any obvious catalyst. Harvest Health, HRVSF, dropped 6% despite announcing a distribution deal with an American Trade Association. MedMen, MMNFF, dropped 3% after acquiring a dispensary in Long Beach for $13 million. Green Thumb, GTBIF, dropped 8% after closing its acquisition of Integral Associates. Green Growth, GGBXF, lost 9% despite acquiring a Florida license holder to enter one of the hottest cannabis markets. All of these stocks are going down with all of this great news. So, Tilt Holdings, these are U.S. small caps and international. Tilt Holdings, SVVTF in America, TILT in Canada, dropped another 19% as news continued to ferment around its 60 million stock options grant. Alexinol, once again, these companies are more concerned about making money and paying their people than they are about building shareholder equity and shareholder value. And it's an issue. It's a major issue. Alexinol, ELLXF, dropped 16% after raising a $50 million in equity deal. Saniva, SNNVF, dropped 23% after the company gave up its Canadian operation while scaling back to focus on California only. Body and Mind, BMMJ, which I predicted, dropped 40% in an inevitable pullback after the stock rose more than 300% in 2019, as we expected. Wow. Wow. Let's take a look at this list. Okay, so I got more for you guys. Curaleaf. Take a look at Curaleaf. Love Curaleaf. Curaleaf is up 68% in 2019. Unbelievable. Love Curaleaf, which I predicted. Cresco Labs, CL in Canada, CRLBF in America, is up 46% in 2019. Harvest Health, company which I brought to you guys first, is up 19% in 2019. MedMen, first, before I get to MedMen, Green Thumb, GTII in Canada, GTBIF in America. Green Thumb is up 37% in 2019. See all the winners, guys? So I just, like I said, I find it comical when people tell me, oh, I haven't been able to win in the cannabis sector. I'm like, well, there's a lot of winners. What are you buying? What are you buying? There's a hell of a lot of winners out there. MedMen, MMEN in Canada, MMNEF in America is down 25%. Acreage, ACRG, is down 5%. Vareo Health, VREOF, is breaking even right now in 2019. Ianthus is down 5% in 2019. TruLieve, TRUL in Canada, TCNNF in America. TruLieve is up 32% in 2019. CWeb is even in 2019. Green Growth Brands, GGB in Canada, GGBXF in America, is down 27% in 2019. CVSI, CV Sciences, CVSI, is down 4% in 2019. Liberty Health, LHSIF, Liberty Health is down 28% in 2019. Kushco, KSHB, they're getting beat down because of lawsuits. They're down 15% in 2019. Tilt, which we mentioned earlier, getting crushed. Tilt down 61. Unbelievable. Tilt is down 61% in 2019. SVVTF in America. Just absolutely just getting annihilated. Slang is even. SLGWF even. Elixinol, ELIXINOL. ELLXF is up 58% in 2019. Chiron Life Sciences, KHRNF, is up 68% in 2019. TerraSend, TRSSF, is up 21% in 2019. BAM, BAM is up. Even though they've had a massive pullback recently, they're up staggering 165% in 2019. What else? Planet 13, PLNHF, is up 94% in 2019. Saniva, Suniva is down 3% in 2019. Dixie Brands. Dixie Brands is up 21% in 2019. C21 Investments, CXXIF is up 29% in 2019. M Jardine, wow, MJAR down. MJARF down. Wow, it's big. 74% in 2019. Wow, they may be one of the biggest. They may have some of the biggest upside. 1933 Industries, TGIF in Canada, TGIFF in America is up 38% in 2019. Golden Leaf, GLHGLDFF is down 33% in 2019. TerraTech, TRTC, is up 5% in 2019. And last but not least, look at this one. IIPR having a massive 2019, up 110% in 2019. Incredible. So in industry news, Neptune announced a 3-year agreement with Tilray to provide extraction services with a minimum volume of 125,000 kgs over 3 years. Charlotte's Web introduced a new product line of CBD-infused gummies to treat sleep disorders, stress, and recovery from exercise. Cronos shares rose 13% after the company told research analysts that it will aggressively pursue entry into U.S. CBD market. Green Growth announced that it will acquire Florida license holder Spring Oaks for $55 million. Alexinol raised a $50 million by selling 12.8 million shares at $3.90 per share to help fund its global expansion. Harvest Health signed a deal to distribute CBD products through Asian American trade associations and its network of stores. You guys see all the news? MedMan acquired a dispensary. Excuse me. Wow. MedMan acquired a dispensary in Long Beach, California for $13 million. The store generated $6 million in revenue with 29% EBITDA margin. That's huge for MedMan. Liberty Health introduced Zentient as its new in-house brand to replace its existing products branded included Afria and LHS. Ianthus opened its 4th and 5th locations in Florida through its Grow Health subsidiary. Pax Labs, one of the leading vape companies, has selected 4 Canadian cannabis companies to become its cannabis suppliers in Canadian edibles market: Afria, Aurora, Organigram, and Supreme. Looking ahead, in April 2019, investors should consider overweighing U.S. cannabis stocks and reducing their exposure to Canadian cannabis stocks. We view the U.S. cannabis market as more appealing and attractive due to its superior growth profile. We also think the Canadian market has got off to a slow start due to a government-orchestrated supply constraint and limited retail stores across the country. However, things have not turned out the way we predicted so far, with U.S. stocks underperforming its Canadian peers significantly in the last month. The chart shows that the newly listed Horizons U.S. marijuana ETF lost 15% of its value in the last month, while the long-standing HMMJ no U.S. cannabis holdings only dropped 5%, while the entire cannabis sector has been under pressure due to an uncertain global economic backdrop and a red-hot Q1 to start 2019. We think the weakness among U.S. cannabis stocks are hard to ignore. The top U.S. cannabis plays have lost 15 to 25% of their values last month, whereas Canadian companies managed to do much better, with Aphria and Cronos reporting gains. We think a potential reason for the underperformance includes a reversal of the strong gains seen among U.S. cannabis stocks during the last rally. Investors witnessed the uprising of key U.S. plays such as Cureleaf, Harvest, and Cresco Labs, propelled by large M&A and legalization of hemp. We remain of the view that the U.S. cannabis market is better positioned to drive continued growth compared to Canadian growth companies. History has shown to us that the cannabis market can be cyclical and volatile, often driven by large-scale M&A and events. We would view the current correction in the U.S. cannabis sector as a relative buying opportunity for investors that remain overexposed to the Canadian sector. Notwithstanding what we wrote last week and our view that the downside is more pronounced for pod investors at this particular point, our favorable outlook for the American cannabis sector remains intact. Interesting. Very interesting. So that is the view of the cannabis sector in all of 2019 so far. You can see there's a lot of stocks that are up, and the majority of the ones that are up are companies that are making money. That's a fact. Companies that are making money, companies that are moving in the right direction, those are the ones that are going up the most. And you know what? The smaller ones have been the ones that have gone down more, and the bigger ones are the ones that have seen some huge price appreciation. Look at Village Farms, look at IIPR, two companies that have done very well, even though they're priced higher. Aurora Cannabis, Canopy Growth, all of them are up in 2019. All of them are priced higher. So Cresco Labs, I mean, the list goes on and on and on, okay? So keep these stocks on your watch list. Keep them on your radar. If you like this video, smash the like button, comment down below, share the video everywhere. This is your boy Rich from Rich TV Live. If you're not winning, you're probably not watching. We bring you the winners. We bring them to you first. We analyze them. We break them down. Hope you're having a great day. This is your boy Rich, and I'm out. Peace.